Shall we get this shindig on
Drum
the road?
roll, please. Welcome back, Basement Bird 2025. It's Christmas. It's Christmas week, Reid.
It is. It is. Tomorrow's Christmas Eve.
And you're
Yeah,
not
how
at
about that?
your regularly scheduled
I'm
programming
not.
spot here.
I'm back in my childhood bedroom against this nice wall, recording this episode.
You had
yes.
pictures of bicycles on your wall as a child?
Yeah, these are magazine covers from Bicycling Magazine.
Ooh la la. That's like from Back to the
2017
Future.
and 2018. Yeah. Pretty cool.
Ooh la la.
Yeah. How about that? Yeah. So
That's a nice
I thought it was a
backdrop.
nice backdrop. Yeah. It works.
That's fun. And you're holding your microphone again. It's the cardinal sin of podcast microphoning.
I didn't bring the arm home because that just wouldn't have made sense. So
Dang
here
it.
we are. We're holding it. Holding
really
a
letting me down
non-holdable
here.
microphone, but that's okay. Oh well.
Wow.
Oh well.
That's a pet peeve of yours and mine, actually.
Yeah, it is.
So,
It is. This microphone actually can kind of pass as a handheld mic, though.
Have you if you hold it and pretend like
Yeah. But like an SM7B, you can't hold that on the stand and make it look right. Like that just looks dumb.
yeah.
I've seen people
have
handhold
a-
that microphone and then they take the pop filter off too, and it just looks stupid. You can just you can see they don't know what they're doing. But anyway, I digress.
Well,
But yes, I am home, and I had
you're
quite
home.
the time.
You had some lately.
Yeah,
Again,
because
it's
it wouldn't be
Reid
me
and traveling
without travel
around the
issues,
holidays.
The bad
It's like-
combo. Bad combo.
Non-stop. You should rent
yeah.
like a paraglider or something, or a
That would be
blimp.
good.
You should look into blimp
Yeah.
travel. Goodyear.
That would be good.
I think that would be right up your alley. I don't know.
Sponsor the podcast.
Hey,
so I had quite
now you're
the
thinking.
time. I had quite the time getting home. So it started. Well, no, I was fine getting home. It started originally at the airport in Pennsylvania. I was delayed a little bit leaving Pennsylvania, and I had flashbacks to the delay in Washington after Thanksgiving.
no.
Luckily, we only ended up being delayed about 20 minutes, and we made up that time in the air. So I only got into Chicago for my connection about 20 minutes late. Because for context, normally I fly from Pennsylvania to Chicago, and then I take a train from Chicago up to Milwaukee, okay? This time, because the prices were fine, and because I was flying home with my hockey gear, because my brother and I are getting a couple of skates in, I flew the Chicago to Milwaukee leg as well to get me up to Milwaukee because the train couldn't take my bag, okay? So I did that.
Did you fly with your sticks too?
I did, yeah.
Well,
Bag and sticks.
obviously you did. Did you check? Oh, you got the bag. You checked them.
Yeah. They check together, so the bag and 2 sticks together just count as one bag to the airlines, which is nice. So I get into Chicago just fine, okay, and get on the plane to Milwaukee, and I wanted to make sure that my bags made it onto the flight to Milwaukee because I technically had 3 bag tags. I had one for my suitcase, one for my hockey bag, and then they put another tag on the sticks, so they get scanned separately, okay? So I can see when I'm on the plane taxiing in Chicago that one of the bags has not made it onto the plane. I do not know which it is at this point because I do not know which corresponds with what. So I'm like, okay, this could be interesting once we get to Milwaukee. So landed in Milwaukee after a whole 17-minute flight that is, okay? And
Stop it, right? Is it really 17 minutes?
wheels up to wheels down in 17 minutes, yeah.
Stop it right now.
Yeah.
Is that the shortest flight that you can take in the country?
It's got to be one of the shortest. I don't know if it's the shortest, but it's got to be one of the shortest. Yeah.
That's crazy talk.
Yeah. So,
Wow.
Anyway, get to Milwaukee, get down to baggage claim. My brother and dad came to pick me up. Okay. Bags start coming off. Hockey bag comes off. Fine. Okay. We're like, great. Hockey bag's here. Okay. We're waiting.
Check.
Nothing else comes off the carousel for mine. Okay. I went over to the baggage counter and been like, where do the sticks come from? Is there like an oversized? 'Cause my brother flew into Chicago and took a bus up through Coach USA, took a bus up, and the sticks there came into oversized. So I'm like, okay, maybe there's an oversized area.
Right.
No oversized area.
Yep.
They're going to come on the carousel.
Yep.
I'm like, okay, cool. Okay. So nothing comes up. So this guy, the baggage guy walks back over to me. He's like, you had the hockey sticks, right? And I go, yeah. He goes, well, they didn't make it on this flight, but they're coming on a later one tonight. So they'll either be delivered to you tonight by 10:30. My flight got in around 6 o'clock, or tomorrow by 10:45. So I'm like, okay, whatever, the sticks, okay. So now we're waiting.
Delivered to you or to the airport?
Delivered to my house. They would get on a different flight, get to the airport, and then United would deliver them to me at my house. Yes.
Oh.
So
that's convenient.
So that would have been Sunday morning they would have gotten delivered, okay? So carousel eventually stops, and my flight is taken off the screen next to the carousel, and I still don't have a suitcase. So I go back to the guy, and I'm looking at the United app. The suitcase was scanned to get on the plane in Chicago to fly to Milwaukee, and had an arrival scan getting off the plane in Milwaukee. So the suitcase is in Milwaukee. However, unlike the hockey bag, it did not have a baggage claim scan, meaning it did not hit the baggage claim area. So my suitcase is somewhere between the plane and baggage claim, okay, which is not ideal. So I go to him. I'm like, where's my bag? And he's like, well, we don't know. We need to look for it. I'm like, we're not quite sure. And we're like, oh, great. Okay.
Just like a tumble off the cart on the way to the carousel.
Well,
it's like
so then
in
at
a
this
ditch,
point,
like in a puddle. You're like, oh, yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Well, okay, between all this, between me getting the sticks figured out, because he already put the delivery order in for that, and the suitcase happening, this guy has gone to do other things to the airport and is not there. So I had to go over to the check-in counter across the road, or across the little drop-off area, and find someone there. And someone went there to look down, to look for my bag, came up and just didn't find anything. So I'm getting irritated because I'm like, where's my bag? Because that has my clothes in it, obviously, and everything like that I need. And I'm home for 2 weeks, so I need that stuff, okay? So
your various gels, soaps, and aerosols.
Yeah, exactly. So they're like, all right, we'll find the bag, we'll deliver
Classic.
it to you. Okay. They add it to the delivery order. Fine, okay. Okay. Now, Sunday morning, I wake up a little bit early, and I'm checking the app. The sticks have been classified as delayed. They were on schedule to get on a flight at 10:30 that day, make it to Milwaukee around 11:30. The suitcase has no update, so I chat with someone from United. I'm like, hey, what's going on? We need to find this bag, And at this point, I'm like full-blown like mad at United. I'm going to name and shame. This was United Airlines that not only messed up this, but also the delay at Thanksgiving. So they are not doing great in my book at this point, and they still aren't.
And you are not the person to be messed with here. You were the one who is complaining up the wazoo.
Yeah,
for your Thanksgiving flight.
Correct.
See, normally
they mess
when you talk down about an airlines on a podcast, you say, some crappy airlines, like for example United Airlines, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. No, we're just going to name and shame. This was United that messed up again. They screwed up again. Okay. They showed their incompetence again. Okay, because no one knows where this bag is. Okay, I'm just going to call it as I see it. No one knows where this bag is. So I'm chatting with this guy. It's around 6:30 Sunday morning. I was a little bit up early because we were going to church.
Why are you up so early?
And stuff. We were going to 9:30 church. So chatted with this guy from United, and he's like, "Well, I will try contacting the airport crew." Okay, he can't reach the airport crew; they aren't answering. I said, "How can I contact the airport crew?" And he goes, "Well, I can't give you that phone number; it's an internal phone number." I'm like, "Okay, whatever." He goes, "I will call you. We will call you back with an update once we contact the airport crew." Okay, so. I'm like, all right, whatever. Now I'm just kind of on a waiting game. We go to church. Church is done around 10:30. I see on the app that the hockey sticks did make it onto the flight to Milwaukee, so that's good. They land about an hour later. During that time, United told me that they can reimburse me for interim expenses, like getting a change of clothes or any toiletries I may need, essentially to survive until I get the bag. So we go to Kohl's and Target and get some stuff for me. Get home around 12:30. And it's around 11:45 that I start another chat with United to try to get more information out of them and try to get this bag because this is insane, So I'm chatting with someone new. First of all, I had to wait on
15 different chats with United
I
Airlines
had to wait for
dude.
an hour to chat with this new person. Okay,
dude, I think they see your name and they put you into like that shadow ban category where they're like, oh, this guy's a clown. We're going to put his bag on the 7 flights, fly it all the way around the world.
Yeah, it's around 2 o'clock that I finally get to chatting with someone, and I'm chatting with them. I explain the situation, and they're like, well, I see that your one bag, the hockey sticks, made it to Milwaukee. I'm like, great, when are those going to be delivered? They're like, well, the pickup is at 5, and then it could be 6 to 8 hours after that, depending on pickup. I'm like, that's crazy. Okay, I live 30 minutes from the airport here. Okay, that's not going to take 6 to 8 hours. But they couldn't pinpoint the time because it depends on how much luggage they need to drop off. Because I guess they just lose a crap load of luggage at Milwaukee that needs to be delivered because it's delayed and stuff. Well, because United. So I'm like, okay. Also, where's the suitcase? And they're like, well, let me try getting in contact with the airport team. So like, maybe this person will be able to. In the meantime, my brother is looking on his computer, and he has found pretty much a customer like flyer, like information line for the Milwaukee airport. Okay, just general line for the airport, not for an airline. So I give this number a call. I'm like, hey, I'm flying with United. I have this bag that's lost. I'm trying to get more information. I'm trying to talk to a real person because United has no way, or the only way I could talk to a real person is if I waited like in an hour and a half wait on the phone.
Right.
And that's crazy. I'm not doing that. And even then, I'm not talking to someone at the airport. I'm talking to someone in some call center, So I'm like, hey, like, I'm trying to get connected to someone with United at the airport. And this woman goes, well, I can't help you, but let me look in my book of phone numbers and see what I can give you. So she gives me 3 phone numbers for United at the airport, and I know they're local because they have local area codes. So I'm like, okay, great. This may actually connect me with the airport. First number I call, it's dead. It plays some like dial tone era, like beep boop 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 beep boop boop. This number has been disconnected thing. I felt like we were back.
Yeah, like the dial-up tone.
Dial-up. Yeah, that's exactly what it sounded like. So I'm like, okay, great. Second number I call, I get a voicemail. And I'm like, oh shoot, now I'm not gonna be able to contact anyone. Third number I call gets me the direct line to the baggage counter at the Milwaukee airport for United. Definitely not a number I was supposed to get from this woman. Okay, this is an internal number. This is some extension that also has a full phone number that she gave me. And I get a person. And I explained my situation. I said, hi, my name is Reid. I got these hockey sticks, or I'm looking for this bag. I got on the flight yesterday. It's a black bag, blue tag, trying to find this bag. And she goes, what's your name? And I go, Reid Poland. And she goes, oh, I have it right here. And I said, you have a black bag with a blue tag? And she goes, yeah, I'm looking right at it. And I go, okay, well, maybe you can help me with this, too. I also have these hockey sticks that got delayed from the flight yesterday. They came into a flight
so you're
around
just like
11:30.
Okay.
Why is this saying I'm reconnecting? Oh, no, Riverside.
Did we lose you?
You still got me? Nope.
Oh, boy.
I just dropped internet. What the heck happened here? Oh, my word.
Hello?
What the heck?
Uh-oh.
Hello? Hello, Logan?
We lost Reid.
Hey, you got me back?
Oh, there we go.
Hello? All right, sorry.
Hold
the
internet
side dropped there. So
that's United Airlines. That's United. Getting back at you.
Yeah, they're hearing the story.
Taking over your internet.
So I'm like, okay, I also have these hockey sticks that got delayed. They landed at 11:30. I'm trying to figure out when those are and when they could get delivered. And she goes, oh, I got those too. I go, okay. I'm like, okay, just to confirm, you have a black suitcase with a blue tag, 4 wheels. I give her the whole descriptor of the bag, and 2 hockey sticks. And she goes, yeah, I got both of them. I'm like, what?
Bag, it's a piece of fabric sewn together on 3 sides.
Up until this point, I was convinced that United had lost my bag. So when we went to Kohl's, I found the exact 2 same shirts that I packed, and I just rebought them, Because I'm just assuming the bag is lost at this point because there was no other scans at the Milwaukee airport besides the arrival airport. So I have no idea where this is. So I'm like, okay, what are my options here? And she's like, well, we can deliver it. The pickup is at 5, and that could take anywhere from 5 to 8. It depends on how long it is. I'm like, okay, this person I'm chatting to is saying 6 to 8 hours. She's like, well, that could happen because it depends on how much we have to deliver because it's a third party. So I'm like, okay, what are my other options? She's like, well, you can drive to the airport and pick it up yourself. And despite this being a United problem that they should rectify themselves, and I was in kind of a stick it to the man attitude. I decided to go to the airport and do it myself because sometimes when you want something done properly, you do it yourself, So my brother and I get down to the car.
One thing I've learned about you so far, you always have the stick it to the man attitude.
I mean, based at this point,
based on our conversations about United Airlines and the airport.
Yeah, I'm going to try to stick it to the man, okay? So my brother and I go down to the airport. We get there. Of course, there was no one at the desk. So I'm like, Lyndon, let me try calling this number to see if this is the phone that I'm looking at on the United baggage desk. Call the number. Sure enough, that one rings. So I'm like, okay. So I literally reached the baggage claim desk, which was hilarious to me. So we end up finding someone. We end up finding someone that can help us. I'm talking to the person, and I'm like, yeah, I got a suitcase and hockey sticks to pick up. And she's like, you're Reid, right? I'm like, yeah. And she's like, oh, yeah, I talked to you on the phone. I'm like, okay, great. So I just showed my ID, got the bag, got the sticks. And the best part, too, is that Milwaukee, their parking, it's free for the first half hour. Like, if you're picking people up. Okay,
right.
We get to the airport at 2:32, and we hit the line at 3:05. So we had to pay like $2 for essentially 3 minutes of parking, which was kind of rough.
Oh no.
Yeah, but that was whatever. It was literally only $2. But that was just hilarious too. So at the end of the day, I know where the sticks were. The sticks didn't make it on the plane. They were stuck in Chicago. They came on a different plane. Between the plane leaving Chicago and me getting the bag, I have no idea where it was, because it made the arrival scan in Milwaukee, but my dad and I are starting to be more convinced that it also was left behind in Chicago, or it came to Milwaukee, stayed on the plane in Milwaukee, flew somewhere else, and then had to be flown back. You know, like it went back to Chicago, picked up the sticks essentially, and then the suitcase came back. So I have no idea where the bag all went. But lesson learned, I ordered some AirTags from Best Buy, and I will be traveling with AirTags from here on out, because Apple just announced like a week ago that United is an airline that you can like get a shareable link for the location of the tag and share it with the airline to help find bags.
Oh.
Which is cool.
Yeah.
Well, now I have AirTags, and I got it in my suitcase, got it in my hockey bag, got it in my backpack.
You're going to attach one to your forehead, make sure you don't lose yourself.
I'm going to get the thing that goes on my car keys so I don't lose those. I'm never losing a bag again, hopefully. Yeah. It sucked because I was going through the inventory. I had to give United an inventory of everything in my bag. I'm like, well, I got like 4 tops, a couple pairs of pants, underwear, socks, yada yada.
You should have just told them you had $1,000. You had $1,500 in cash in there.
I'm going through it. I'm like, well, I got a toiletry bag. I'm like, well, what's in there? I'm like, well, I got an electronic toothbrush. I brought my razor along, like an electric shaver. I have a bite guard that I wear at night. That's like $300 from the dentist. I have all of my contacts in there. I have the podcasting equipment. I have a pair of shoes, and I'm trying to like think about replacement plans essentially for all this stuff. Like, had United not found my bag, I would have been on the phone with my eye doctor this morning and being like, hey, can you get me like 2 trial pairs to get me to my appointment in March essentially, because United lost his bag. But the funny part of it all is that we went to Kohl's yesterday to buy all this stuff, assuming the bag was essentially lost, because I feel like that's all you can assume at that point. You have to, figure out a way to go forward without some of the stuff that you had. Right. And then we had to return all the stuff to Kohl's this morning because, I obviously found the bag.
Why?
Well, because I didn't need the clothes anymore, because I literally bought the exact same thing.
Wait a second, though. Wasn't United going to pay you for those still?
Yeah, but like that was only like if I didn't end up needing it in the interim,
Well, that's bologna ham and cheese sandwich. You should have just bought and been like, you told me I needed this in the interim.
Well, don't worry. I already reached out to their customer care, so I'm hoping they at least waive
that's not a surprise.
No, I'm hoping I at least get some more miles and they waive my
Karen Reid over
fee.
Here. Oh, yeah.
If they could waive those $40 that I paid, because they didn't uphold their end of the bargain. I gave them $40 for safe passage for my bags, and they did not deliver with that on time. So I feel like I'm entitled to that money back. But, my travel sagas just don't end.
I don't know what it is about this. Okay.
Dude, this is why, like, when I took the train out to New York, that's why I love taking the train. Because I am with my bag the whole time. I know exactly where it is. It is on the train. I am on the train. I am with the bag. It's not out of sight, out of mind. If I need my bag, I can get to it. I can look at it. I can confirm that it is still on the train. That's not going anywhere.
Caress it.
If this country had high-speed rail, if this country had usable high-speed rail to get all over the place, I would never fly again. Because after these 2 trips, I hate flying. Like I am out on airplanes as a mode of transportation.
You should look into the Zeppelin method. I think that they're trying to bring that back.
Cool. Or just like buy my own plane and fly it myself.
Because there you go.
If you need something done right, you gotta do it yourself. So I might as well fly myself. But
I guess.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Travel stories just don't end. The good news is that after this, I'm not going to be traveling for a while.
Good. You're not allowed to travel ever again.
I don't think I want to.
You can only drive or ride your bike, your ooh-la-la bike behind you.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to go anywhere other than a 30-mile radius outside your house.
After this trip
lost
and the one getting back to Thanksgiving and, knock on wood, a nice, easy trip back after Christmas, I don't know if I want to travel again.
You just jinxed it right there. I mean, that's immediate.
I'm convinced that after all this stuff that's happened to me, none of that actually, means anything. The world's just got it out for me when it comes to traveling. That's either going to happen or not at this point.
Yeah.
But
poor Reid.
Yeah, that was something.
That's Well, that's what happens when you travel around the holidays, man. I don't know what you're expecting here.
No, I get that it's around the holidays.
5-star. You're lucky they let you ride in the cabin. They're not making you ride down below with the luggage.
Let me say, I totally understand the stresses of holiday travel on airlines when it comes to like after Thanksgiving or around Christmas. I get it. It's a busy time for them, okay? On the flip side, though, they know it is a busy time, and they should have systems and things in place to make it go as smoothly as possible. Am I wrong?
Is that how you feel? Is that how you feel?
Well, think about it. A restaurant, dinner time comes around. They're expecting more customers. They have more staffing. They know how to handle increased business during a busy time for the most part, okay? Why should an airline be any different?
Well,
But
you figure, though, an airline is a national... And was I talking to you about this, or was I talking to Nicole? Though
they have more resources.
There's so much coordination that is required. I mean, you got people flying back and forth. You got this crew who can't fly. They just flew. You got this guy over here. We got to get Joe Schmo from Florida back to California so he can take a plane back to Chicago.
No tires, I get there's a lot of moving parts in the world of traveling by plane, but these companies make so much money and have so many resources at their disposal. And there's still stuff like this that happens,
Here, hold on. Let me go get your soapbox for you so you can stand on it.
Don't get me, another soapbox I can start on. Don't get me started on the United Airlines app about when a plane departs an airport. Because United says that a plane is taxiing to the gate a good 20 minutes before it's actually taxiing to the gate. Because there's that app that you can punch, flights in and track the plane in real time, like on a map, okay? And that plane on my hockey sticks was actually taxiing from the gate about 20 minutes after the United app said that it was. Which is why, United says a flight from Chicago to Milwaukee is an hour. They have taxi time on either end. But don't tell me the plane has departed when it hasn't.
Here's a radical idea for you.
I just shouldn't take
other
planes
airlines
anymore.
that you could fly.
Okay.
You don't have to fly United.
Okay, I had a feeling you were going to bring that up. Okay, the airport closest to me only flies United.
Well, then stop complaining. I don't know what to tell you.
No, I won't. I won't stop complaining until United figures their crap out,
No, maybe you know what? Next time you should tell the pilot. You should give the pilot a piece of your mind when you board the plane.
Yeah.
Like, you know what, pilot? This is a load of malarkey is what this is.
Hey, man, can you confirm that my bag's on this plane, please?
Multi-billion-dollar operation is a joke.
It's a sham.
Your career is a failure.
It's not the pilot's fault that my bag didn't get on there. He's just flying the plane.
Whose fault is it then?
I don't know. The schmuck who forgot to put my bag on the plane.
The schmuck. Well, forgot and chose not to are two different things. And judging by
that's true. They
the
saw
experiences
my
that
name.
you've had here, they saw you got the invisible, like when you go through the TSA line, they put the invisible thing on there. Means you're going to get patted down.
This is the guy that spent 14 hours in Dulles, so let's mess with him a little bit more. But I digress.
Yeah.
That's my soapbox. Soapbox over.
Well, that took 24 minutes, so that we have no time for my story.
Yeah,
but that's
okay.
Sorry. You know what? That's fine.
One of these episodes,
I just get
I'll stop
harassed
telling
at
travel
CVS,
stories.
And you know what? People will just have to tune in next week to hear about our horrendous experience at CVS.
Yeah,
with our 32-foot-long receipt. Anyway,
classic.
So we got odd news here before we head out.
Yeah. I'll let you go. You haven't talked much this episode, so I'll let you.
I've been doing a lot of listening, and that's okay. You know what? Some of the best interviews, interviewing people is great because then I don't have to say anything. So you know what? I had a really good interview that we did earlier today on the other podcast, and So you know what? I'm perfectly fine. I don't need to talk. I'll sit here and listen. But. I don't know. I'm not much of a big breakfast guy, right? I don't.
Okay.
I don't know if we've talked about this. We're not, people with the sausage. You want the links. You want the patties. No. Don't want any of that. You want what? How do you want your eggs? You want them over easy. You want them scrambled. You want them sunny side up. Hard boiled. All these different ways to eat eggs.
Deviled.
Want deviled? Right. None of this malarkey.
Those aren't a breakfast egg, but
well, there is an egg that's sold recently that is almost perfectly spherical, is how this is. This is in quotation. Almost perfectly spherical. So
this
looks like a golf ball is what it looks like.
Is this from the UPI? Can I find a photo of this?
This is from UPI. There's a picture of the almost perfectly spherical egg, right?
Yeah.
And this was bought at a supermarket in Britain, because Britain, they got a lot of weird stuff going on over there.
They sure do.
This was $250 at auction. This raised when this egg was sold, and that to me is great. And I love
great.
A whole bunch of years ago, there was a cornflake that sold. That was in the shape of Illinois. Do you remember hearing about that?
I do remember hearing about that.
Yeah, in the childhood of Reid. Well, maybe that was just because I'm in Illinois.
But that looked like something too at one point as well. I don't remember what. But
right.
Yeah.
And so the spherical egg, though, I really think that is the way eggs should look. Like I really have a problem with the shape of eggs. Like, what is it trying to be? Isn't it an oblong, spherical, spheroid? I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
It doesn't roll like a ball.
No, it does not.
It's all a lopsided.
Yeah.
Trying to be, I'm an egg. I'm real cool. I got a yolk and all this stuff. No.
Yeah.
This egg is having none of that. If I laid eggs, mine would be round like this. And so
what a line.
All I'm saying is, make eggs round. That's all we need to do. I mean, they can take the seeds out of watermelon. They can take the seeds out of watermelon. You can increase the size of bananas. You can make eggs round. Come on, scientists. Let's go. Pick up the pace.
That's
you
good.
can stack them into pyramids.
There you go.
The eggs won't be running away from you.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. I don't know.
That's a pretty good one. Mine is a little bit more timely with Christmas coming up. This one is entitled, Baby Jesus Statue Stolen from Nativity Scene Returned with Apology Note.
Oh.
So this takes us to Fort Collins, Colorado. This baby Jesus statue reported stolen from a nativity scene was anonymously returned to a fire station with an apology note.
I see.
They shared a security image of the thief with the statue. They said in an update that the statue was anonymously dropped off at the fire station in Fort Collins 4 days after and had a note taped to its face. This is where it gets good. This note said, "I am really sorry. I made a dumb mistake in the moment. It won't happen again." And the businesses that own the nativity scene are not seeking to press charges against the thief.
Well, I think the best part of this whole experience is that the Fort Collins Police Department decided to post a photo of baby Jesus, but it wasn't, the first photo wasn't of baby Jesus. It was of these two, it was of a firefighter and a police officer standing in front of a fire truck,
holding baby Jesus,
holding like in a classic, you know, hold and smile, like they're cheesing out in front of the fire truck, holding baby Jesus.
Step aside.
Why is that necessary?
Joseph. We got the firefighter.
Why is that necessary? Yeah. What's going on there? I don't know. I don't like that. That's kind of freaking me out, man.
Yeah. It's like their little trophy. You know, they're like, look at this. We saved Christmas. You know?
Well, we used to go to a nativity scene by my house that I grew up at. That was a live nativity scene. So they had, that people, I don't know who they all are, but they had the animals.
Yep.
But then they had to put the baby inside once because it would get cold. It's like negative 20 degrees out there, like holding the baby outside.
The ones I've been to didn't have a real baby; it was just the adults.
Oh no, this is a very serious nativity scene.
Jeez.
Yeah, no joke.
No.
It's like in Talladega Nights, the Ballad of Ricky Bobby.
Yeah.
Dear Lord, baby Jesus. You know, there are other versions. No, that's the best version.
Nope, that's the best one. That's a classic. Oh, man.
Yeah. Oh, man is right, dude. It was one heck of a Christmas week this week. Christmas, when this comes out, was 2 days ago.
Yeah.
2024.
Everyone had a Merry Christmas.
Ho, ho, ho.
Ho, ho, ho. 2024 is coming to an end. How about that?
I hate it, dude. I'm not ready for 2025. It's
oh man,
not
I
even
2025 is ready for me.
No, dude. Well, maybe we'll have to talk about resolutions also.
Yes.
Next week we'll have that'll be the first episode of the new year. Will be next week, right? Because that'll be the 3rd.
Yep.
I believe.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about New Year resolutions then. Also, you'll get to hear my wonderful experience at CVS that involved a gift card scam, an incorrect photo print on canvas with no wooden frame.
Oh, no.
And receiving someone else's photos.
Yeah.
Baby
come
photos.
Back the week after when I will inevitably share a travel story from when I come home for Christmas. But knock on wood.
Yeah, when Reid rides his penny farthing all the way home.
Knock on wood, we're going to be good. That's
you're
my desk.
so funny, dude.
I can, ha, 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 ha. There's my desk.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Wait, is that your award on the? What is that? What's that? What was that on the wall? What is that?
That's something
your
from
plaque
4-H.
there?
When we were younger, yeah.
Fancy. I don't have awards on my wall.
No, those are my 4-H project awards. Yes.
I just have all my participation ribbons.
I don't think I have anything else over here that's interesting, but yeah. Yeah.
Slacker. All right, well, tune in next week. You can follow us on social media at Basement Birds on all the platforms. See, I plugged it myself that time.
Dang,
look at that. I know
Good
what it is.
Good job.
All right. Well, it was fun. Hopefully, Reid got that all out of his system now. He doesn't want to. It's like I think this is just therapy for Reid because he just has to let all his complaints out about United Airlines.
Yeah.
And that is why I strictly fly Southwest. Thank you very much.
It was better this time because I hadn't been I didn't tell you any of the updates before this episode.
This is true.
You know?
This was
like
coming in blind.
I'm pretty sure you knew about the Thanksgiving delay stuff before we recorded.
Well, yeah, I was part of the delay when I picked you up and I was going to drive you to the airport.
You were.
Remember?
That's right. Yes.
And then I drove you to the hotel.
Yeah.
You know, you're texting me. I'm like, dude, I don't know what to tell you.
Happened that trip. You know? Yeah. How about that?
Yeah. So, all right. Well, see you next week.
Yep.
Fun. Hope you had a Merry Christmas and a happy New Year. We'll catch y'all on the next one.
See ya.